Welcome to today's Explainer. So, have you ever reached the end of the month, checked your bank app, and just wondered, where on earth did my hard-earned money actually go? Right? You haven't bought a new car, you didn't splurge on a massive vacation, but the math, it's just not mathing. Well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're unpacking a brilliant financial concept from our source material called the subscription trap. We're going to figure out exactly how to spot this invisible, silent drain on our finances, and way more importantly, how to plug the leak for good.
Be honest with me for a second. Does $10 really feel like a lot of money? If you're like most of us, the answer is a big fat no. I mean, it's the price of a fast food lunch, maybe a couple of fancy coffees if you're lucky. So when we see a $10 charge, our brains instantly flag it as completely harmless. We don't even blink when we hit subscribe. And hey, I want to validate that feeling. It is totally normal to look at a single $10 bill and think of it as just a drop in the bucket.
Okay, let's dive into this. That whole feeling of harmlessness? Yeah, that's not an accident. Subscriptions are purposely engineered to fly completely under our radar. The danger isn't actually the $10 itself. It's the fact that it is repeated over and over and over again, month after month.
It's called the stacking effect, and it gets out of hand incredibly fast. Just rattle these off in your head with me. We've got our streaming platforms for movies and shows. Then, productivity apps and fitness trackers on your phone, right? Throw in premium ad-free music streaming and maybe that meditation app that ironically is probably giving you financial anxiety. Add in various digital memberships, exclusive newsletters, cloud storage, delivery fee waivers. Literally before you can blink, you've got half a dozen of these tiny, seemingly insignificant digital services just quietly piling up on your credit card.
So the crucial point is what happens when we look at the combined monthly weight of all these innocent little fees. Look at the isolated charges first. $10 here, $15 there, maybe an $8 fee somewhere else. No big deal, right? But when you group them into one combined monthly cost, those microtransactions easily morph into $50 to $100 a month. Suddenly, that harmless little drip is turning into a very steady, very noticeable stream of cash flowing right out of your pocket.
But here comes the devastating plot twist. You see, we're all wired to budget month to month, which makes $100 feel totally manageable. But check out this math. That smaller amount is your monthly cost. But compare that to zooming out for the long-term annual picture. That steady stream has literally become a flood.
$1,200. Just let that massive yearly figure hang in the air for a second. That right there is the gut punch realization of the silent drain. Over $1,000 every single year. Just wiped out. I mean, think about it. That's a vacation. That is a massive chunk of your emergency fund. It is real, tangible wealth completely swallowed whole by apps and services you might not even be touching.
Which brings us to a really fascinating psychological question. Honestly, if we're actively losing over $1,000 a year, why don't we feel the pain? Think about it. If you dropped $1,200 in cold hard cash on the sidewalk, you'd be devastated. You would notice it instantly. So why on earth does our brain totally fail to register this massive financial leak when it happens digitally?
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it breaks down the exact psychological mechanisms that are tricking us. The drain is invisible for three very specific, highly calculated reasons. First up, it's automatic. You never physically hand over a $20 bill. The computer just takes it. Second, it's spread out. You're not getting hit with the $1,200 bill on January 1st. It's sprinkled in tiny little increments across 365 days. And third, because of those first two reasons, you simply forget about it. It is entirely out of sight and out of mind.
The ultimate result here is that your money just keeps leaving, entirely without you noticing. And hey, I want to step in right here as your smart, non-judgmental friend sharing a life hack. Please, do not beat yourself up over this. The source material emphasizes this point specifically to show you that these subscription systems are literally built from the ground up to make you forget. You aren't bad with money. You are just interacting with a highly optimized system that is designed to bypass your natural financial defenses.
So, how do we fight back against this invisible drain? Let's move to and see how this builds into a foolproof solution used by smart people. We've got a super simple three-step framework here. Review regularly, cancel what's unused, and be intentional. It isn't about swearing off subscriptions forever. It's simply about taking the control back into your own hands. Step 1 is absolutely crucial. It's your primary weapon against this stealth attack. Review your subscriptions regularly. Practically speaking, this means sitting down, maybe once a quarter, pulling up your credit card statements, looking at your bank feeds, and just doing an honest audit.
You've got to shine a light into the shadows where those automatic payments hide. Because, well, if you don't know what's leaving your account, you literally can't stop it.
Then, once you've got your list, you move right into step 2. Cancel what you don't truly use. And listen to me on this one, you have to be absolutely ruthless here. That language app you literally haven't opened since last summer, cancel it. That premium streaming service you bought just to watch one specific show 3 months ago, cancel it. Instantly plug those leaks. If you actually end up missing it down the road, you can always just subscribe again. But for right now, cut the cord.
And finally, step 3. This acts as your permanent, long-term shield. Be intentional before adding new ones. This whole step is about rewiring your behavior at the actual point of purchase. The very next time you see a free trial button or a just $4.99 a month offer, just pause, think critically for a second, and ask yourself, am I actually going to use this enough to justify adding another structural beam to my monthly expenses? Being intentional like that stops the leak before it even has a chance to start.
And this brilliantly illustrates a massive realization. For our whole lives, we're taught to agonize over big, noticeable purchases. We will literally spend weeks researching a new TV or stress ourselves out over the cost of a new mattress. But then we completely ignore the small, unthinking subscriptions that, as we've just seen, add up to the exact same amount of money, or honestly even more, over time. It's like we are fiercely guarding the front door while leaving the back door completely wide open. I want you to really let this quote sink in, and I want it to firmly stick in your memory. It's not the big purchases that drain your money. It's the small ones you don't think about. That right there is the absolute essence of the subscription trap. It relies completely, 100% on your inattention.
So here's where we stand. We've broken down the trap, we've done the terrifying math, and we've got our 3-step framework ready to fight back. Now it is time for action. I'm going to leave you with this one powerful, actionable question. Which hidden subscription will you cancel today? Seriously, don't wait until tomorrow. Log into your bank app the second this explainer finishes, find just one silent drain, and shut it down. Take that power back. Thanks so much for joining me today, and I will catch you on the next explainer.